happy coincidence. Yeah, I mean, the tour was wrapping up on the 13th, and we were talking about adding an extra show. And, Valentine's Day seems like a nice day to play a show. So, and a hometown show indeed. So, yes, we went for that.
And he said that good things happen when you're with Frank Turner.
What a lovely man Scrooge is. I think that's a very nice comment for him to say.
And it seems like a positivity thing. And I was wondering what you attribute your success to.
Well, I mean, the first thing to say is that in some ways, I sort of try quite hard not to spend too much of my life thinking about it, because it seems enormously kind of self-involved to me to kind of, try and analyse one's own path in life in that way. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I guess it has something to do with perseverance. It has something to do with kind of a hard work schedule. But, I mean, the bottom line is that some people like my songs, and I'm grateful for that, and I'm not entirely sure what the sort of technical, scientific background to that is, and I'm not going to spend too much time thinking about it, but it's not something I'm complaining about.
Do you have, in your own repertoire, Frank, do you have a favourite song?
You know what, songs are such a kind of emotionally involved thing for me. I mean, each song has so much kind of time and life and feeling invested in it that it would seem childish to me to try and pick favourites.
Because we all have our favourites, but it's funny. Yeah, of course.
The thing is, there's definitely songs that I like more than others, and it would be easier for me to say songs that I didn't like. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, it's in some ways it's kind of impossible for me to compare, because I'm going to pick two songs off the top of my head. Like, I Need Proof Rock on the one hand, or Recovery on the other hand. They're about very, very, very different things and times in my life and situations and all the rest of it, and it's impossible for me to compare how I feel about the two.
Even your wildest dreams, like this is Fantasyland, so everyone can be alive who you want to be alive. Who would you do a collaboration with in fantasy?
Robbie Robertson from the band, who is still alive actually. The band to me have always been like one of the most remarkable musical groups in history, and their sort of sense of arrangement is untouchable, and I would be very interested in doing something with Robbie Robertson one day.
Yeah. What would be your fantasy gig?
Fantasy gig? I would like to see Nirvana. I never saw Nirvana. They remain one of my favourite bands. I'd love to see Nirvana in late 1992 when they were just cooking up In Utero. In Utero is my favourite record of theirs, but they definitely sort of fell apart as a live band towards the end. So let's say early 1993 Nirvana would be my pick of choice.
Can you remember how you felt? I don't know, let's go for say about 3 or 4 years ago when you were big but not massive. And do you feel in yourself, do you feel the same?
Well, if we're talking just with regard to my career, yes and no. I mean, in some ways I'm quite reductionist about what I do. I'm somebody, I get up and I try and play good songs and try and play good shows, and that's really all there is to it. Obviously, things have changed, things have moved along, and I don't want to be sort of like, I don't want to be blasé about the way that things have gone, and things change other than that. But like I say, when we came to the Wembley show, which was a real kind of gear change for me as an artist, in the run-up to that show, I spent ages sort of thinking that we needed to rewrite our set totally and reapproach everything we did about as a live band, and then I suddenly realised that was complete bullshit, and that actually what we needed to do was just get up and do what we do. That's the reason that people came to our shows, I'm using the plural here, talking about me and Sleeping Souls. The reason people came to our shows in the past is because they like what we do, and the number of people at the show might have expanded and the sort of context might have changed a little bit. But the bottom line is, get up, just do a good gig. Play to a lot of people, do a good gig, and that's what we try and do. All of that was musical statements. In terms of me and my personality, have I changed between the ages of 25 and 32? Yes, absolutely. I would be depressed if I hadn't. My view on the world is different, and the nuances have changed, and I've experienced more things and all the rest of it. But that's a more personal thing.
Do you still like the same things as you did before?
Yeah, for the most part. Although, I mean, again, I sort of, I'm often surprised at the innate conservatism of music fans. Every time, every time I do anything, someone goes, "What's your first record?" To which the obvious answer is, "Yes, I know, that's the fucking point." So, I mean, I I do like most of the same things that I did like, but hopefully I've discovered new things then too, kind of artistically, personally, whatever.
And what about, Frank, what about your future? Because it's a really difficult question, I think, because in a way your future is now because of your incredible success.
Yeah, but I mean, like anybody else, I mean, I'm considering what's going to happen in the future. I generally try and operate under the assumption that the good times aren't going to last. I think that's an intelligent and sort of appropriate kind of assumption to work under, and if they do, then fantastic. You'll be pleasantly surprised, but I try and sort of work under the assumption that everything that's happening right now is a pleasant interlude that may not last forever. I mean, but the important thing for me, I didn't get into this to be playing gigantic shows. I mean, I'm not complaining about playing gigantic shows. That's never been my motivation for making music. My motivation for making music is to try and write good songs and play good shows, regardless of the context. And my main thing that I'm bothered about looking forward is trying to make the next record that I do better than the last one I did and write better songs.
When you think about that and you're looking forward and you're thinking about your shows and your future, is there a particular sort of like, I don't know, a particular mood, if you like, that you think about in terms of the music now?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, in terms of the new stuff I've written, because I've written another records worth of material. Whether that will precisely and exactly be the next album I make is a slightly different question.
Wow.
I mean, at the moment I'm writing upbeat, positive songs because I felt like they can't quite downbeat record, and I was interested in writing more positive songs. But I guess we'll see.
I'm sure the next question you get really asked a lot, but it's really valuable for some people. What advice would you give striving musicians?
I mean, that's a big question, and I get asked it a lot. I guess I could get deep into specifics, but the basic thing is to work your ass off and make your own luck, I think. I mean, I think this is always true, but particularly given the internet and the way the internet interacts with music now, you can absolutely kind of create your own luck and build your own world sort of way before you have to get involved with any industry people. And I think that the best thing a band or a singer or whatever can do is to build their own kind of vibe and their own sort of scene, like independent of anybody within the music industry. And if other people then come along, fantastic, great, get them involved. But you can do so much on your own. And I think it's just important to be proactive.
From all of us, we sincerely congratulate you, and we're absolutely thrilled with your success. And
thank you.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And also, thank you very much for this. This is like a wonderful interview. Thank you.
Thanks very much. It's nice to speak to you.
Thank you. Bye.